Former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque says the complaint filed against him is proof of persecution that will strengthen the grounds for the granting of his asylum in the Netherlands. Roque is referring to the supplemental complaint affidavit filed before the Department of Justice in October last year over his alleged involvement in Philippine offshore gaming operator activities. In a Facebook post on Friday, Manila time, Roque says the supplemental complaint against him is supposedly a last-ditch effort to pressure him, believing that the complaint has no merits. With this, he expresses confidence that his asylum in the Netherlands will be granted. He also addresses the arrest order from the House of Representatives after being cited for contempt due to his failure to submit documents that would justify the alleged sudden increase in his wealth. Roque believes the documents being requested have nothing to do with the congressional investigation. He adds that his and his family's lives could be put in danger by doing so. The lower chamber issued a subpoena ordering Roque to submit his SALN from 2016 to 2022, his and his wife Mila's income tax returns from 2014 to 2022, and their respective medical certificates, among other documents. The House Quad Committee investigated Roque's alleged links to Bogos and their illegal activities. Roque went into hiding and left the country last year. He made his first public appearance in The Hague, Netherlands on March 14 to visit arrested former President Rodrigo Duterte. Palace says it would be better for former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque to just come home and face the accusations against him. In a palace briefing on Friday, March 21, Presidential Communications Office Undersecretary Claire Castro says Roque could come back to prove his innocence.
Mas maganda po talaga since hindi naman po siya parte ng legal team ni dating Pangulong Duterte. Hindi po ba yan ang kanyang dahilan kung bakit hindi siya uuwi? Mas maganda pong umuwi muna siya dito at patunayan niya po talaga na siya po ay walang kasalanan. Sabi nga po natin, siya mismo po ang nag-amin, siya po mismo galing sa kanyang bibig ang mga kwento, ang mga dokumentong kanyang sinabi sa Quadcom hearing. Hindi po ba mas maganda na siya rin po ang mag-present nito para mapatunayan niyang siya ay malinis?
Vice President Sara Duterte earlier confirmed that Roque was not a part of her father's legal team before the International Criminal Court. Roque had also disclosed that he already applied for asylum in the Netherlands. He said that as an asylum seeker, he has the right to a non-refoulement. Under international human rights law, this prohibits a country from deporting a refugee when their life or freedom is under threat. During the palace briefing, Castro clarifies that Roque is not yet treated as a fugitive pending the finalization of his cases at the Department of Justice.
Hanggat wala po kasing kaso at hindi siya maituturing na fugitive, hindi naman po natin mahihiling sa Interpol na magkaroon ng red notice, most probably blue notice. Pero isasangguni po muna natin sa DOJ kung ano po yung susunod nilang hakbang.
Before his appearance in the Netherlands, Roque was in hiding amid an arrest order from the House of Representatives Quad Committee. The Quadcom cited Roque for contempt and ordered him to be detained due to his failure to submit documents that would supposedly justify his sudden increased wealth. Roque is also facing human trafficking complaints before the DOJ over his alleged active participation in the operations of scam hub Lucky South 99 in Porac, Pampanga. Malacanang says it has no information on the alleged request of former President Rodrigo Duterte to be granted asylum in China. According to reports, Duterte allegedly sought and was denied asylum in China before he was arrested on March 11 under a warrant issued by the International Criminal Court. In a press briefing on Friday, March 21, Presidential Communications Office Undersecretary Claire Castro says the palace received no such information.
Wala po kaming ganung impormasyon na natanggap. Hindi po yun ang mga lumalabas na info na dumarating sa palasyo.
Asked what information the palace had before Duterte's arrival in the Philippines, Castro said it was only that the former president was coming home from Hong Kong.
Ano po yung nakarating, ma'am?
Napauwi siya mula sa Hong Kong.
So wala po nakarating about asylum?
Walang nakarating sa amin.
Duterte arrived in the Philippines on March 11 after attending a campaign rally in Hong Kong for his endorsed senatorial bets. Duterte was arrested upon his arrival due to the alleged crimes against humanity he committed during his administration's drug war. Government data showed the drug war left at least 6,000 people dead. However, human rights groups reported the death toll was at least 20,000. A vlogger is claiming the extrajudicial killings related to the drug war are a hoax, but lawmakers from the House of Representatives Quad Committee questioned her for not providing any documentary evidence to back it up. At the House Tri-Committee hearing on Friday, March 21, Manila 6th District Representative Bienvenido Abante Jr. quizzes vlogger MJ Kiambal Reyes about her allegations that EJKs are not true. Abante is one of the 4 co-chairpersons of the Quad Committee that probed alleged abuses in former President Rodrigo Duterte's drug war. According to Reyes, her statement was based on claims of Duterte supporters that a woman lied about her son dying during the drug war.
The so-called EJK victims under President Duterte a massive hoax.
Okay.
Sa akin, mali. I have documents to show.
Doon po sa mga nauna niyo pong tanong, kung saan, ang sabi ko nga po ay hoax. Ang pinagbabasehan ko po doon ay yung mga naglalabasan ngayon na panibagong impormasyon, kita naman po ito sa social media, ano po, kung saan yung mga napabilang na EJK, yung mga nagpakita ng picture ng mga anak nila na namatay daw sa EJK, actually ay hindi po connected sa EJK. At yung iba po ay buhay na buhay naman po.
Abante and Reyes continued to clash regarding her claims on the supposed EJK hoax.
Ang hirap nun, makakabalita ka ng anuman, tapos you're going to put up an opinion, and you want to let the people believe it's the truth.
That is my truth. Those are my opinion. And nakabase naman din po yan sa mga available information. Ngayon, makikita po natin na yun nga po, may mga EJK victims nga raw na hindi naman pala.
Raw.
Yun nga po, sabing, yung raw po, I'm
Therefore,
referring...
you have no right to say it's a massive hoax.
Reyes then cites newspaper reports as her source. However, another Quad Committee chairperson, Abang Lingkod Party List Representative Joseph Stephen Paduano, asked the vlogger if she has actual copies of official document sources.
Nasa newspaper. Pero ang tinatanong ko po, anong source ng newspaper? Is it an official document or findings of the Human Rights Commission?
I have yet-
Absolutely, ma'am,
Yes,
madam,
Your Honor.
absolutely not. Because during our hearing, the Quadcom, all those victims, yung mga families na nandun, was confirmed by Human Rights Commission.
Okay, Your Honor.
In fact, we have all the list.
Abante notes that aside from the Commission on Human Rights, his own panel, the House Committee on Human Rights, also verified the existence of drug war victims and possible EJKs. In the end, Reyes admits that she does not have any document proving that EJKs were a hoax. Duterte supporters recently criticized a certain Aling Sheila as they believe that one of her sons, Ryan, was not a victim of EJKs in the drug war. Sheila supposedly raised a photo of her son, Ryan, during a picture-taking at a press conference on the alleged EJKs committed by the Duterte administration. Later on, it was discovered that Ryan actually died in 2024, or 2 years after Duterte had already stepped down from his presidential post. But Rise Up for Life and for Rights coordinator Rubelin Latao clarified that it was Rico, another son of Alan Sheila, and not Ryan who was killed during Duterte's administration. Nevertheless, Latao stressed that 2 of Alan Sheila's sons were killed. Transport Group Manibela begins its strike on Friday, March 21, earlier than the announced schedule. The group previously announced that it would hold a strike from Monday, March 24 to Wednesday, March 26. Manibela President Mar Valbuena says officials of the Department of Transportation and the Land Transportation Franchising Regulatory Board failed to meet them for a dialogue. He points out that those joining the strike were supposedly scammed into consolidating into cooperatives. The transport group leader says they will continue the nationwide strike on Monday. According to Manibela, the strike is in protest of the LTFRB's alleged falsification of data on the Public Transport Modernization Program. Earlier, the group said they would push for the resignation of LTFRB Chair Teofilo Aguades III, who earlier said 86% of the country's passenger vehicles have already consolidated to form cooperatives or corporations. But Valbuena believes this is a lie because Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon admitted that the 86% included drivers and operators groups whose consolidation applications have yet to be approved. Under the Public Transport Modernization Program, jeepney drivers and operators must group themselves together to form cooperatives to avail the program's benefits. Consolidation is part of the process of phasing out traditional jeepneys and replacing them with eco-friendly but more expensive units. The DOTR said it was hoping to conduct a dialogue with Manibela and other transport groups instead of a transport strike.